Hello friends, welcome to all of you in Dr. Jaggi's Academy. In this lecture, I will teach you an important reaction of aldehyde and ketone, which is known as aldol condensation reaction. So let's start. First of all, I will discuss what is the meaning of aldol condensation. So aldol means, actually aldol is formed by the combination of two words. One is al and second is ol. Al word is derived from word aldehyde, whereas ol derived from word alcohol. So why do this reaction is called aldol? Because the product formed in this reaction contains two functional groups. One is aldehyde and second is alcohol. Second, what's the meaning of condensation? The condensation reaction is that reaction in which two or more molecules combine. So during their combination, there may be loss or no loss of small molecules such as the water, ammonia and alcohol. The next one, let's start. What is the aldol condensation reaction? So aldol condensation reaction is those reaction in which two same molecule of aldehyde and ketone combine to form aldol. It is shown by those aldehyde or ketone that contains only alpha hydrogen atom. So those aldehyde which don't contain alpha hydrogen atom, they don't show aldol condensation reaction. So first of all, I will discuss what do you mean by alpha hydrogen atom. Alpha hydrogen atoms are those atoms which are attached to the carbon atom adjacent to carbonyl group in aldehyde and ketones. To illustrate it, I am taking the example of acetaldehyde. So in this acetaldehyde, this carbon is attached to the function group carbonyl group. So this carbon is, that is the alpha carbon. And these three hydrogen atoms, they attach to the alpha carbon atom is known as alpha hydrogens. So those aldehyde which containing alpha hydrogen atom, they show aldol condensation reaction. To illustrate, I am taking another few example of aldehyde and ketone containing alpha hydrogen atom. For instance, number one is propanol. So we have a propanol, and this carbon is directly attached to the carbonyl group. So this carbon is alpha carbon atom, and the hydrogen, these two hydrogen atom attached to the alpha carbon atom is known as alpha hydrogen atom. So next example is acetone. So these two carbon, they are directly attached to the carbonyl group, and these carbons are alpha carbon, and these three means total 6 hydrogen atom are alpha hydrogen atom. Next one is, that is the acetophenone. So in this case, this carbon is alpha carbon and these 3 hydrogen are alpha hydrogen. So these are the few examples of aldehyde and ketone having alpha hydrogen atom, and these aldehyde and ketone show aldol condensation reaction. So let's start. What is the aldol condensation? So we have two type of aldol condensation reaction. Number one is base catalyzed aldol condensation reaction, and second one is acid catalyzed aldol condensation reaction. So in this lecture, we only discuss the base catalyzed aldol condensation reaction. We generally use base catalyzed aldol condensation reaction. So let's start. Base catalyzed aldol condensation reaction in which two same molecule of aldehyde or ketone having alpha hydrogen atom combine in the presence of dilute base such as the dilute sodium hydroxide, sodium carbonate and barium hydroxide. So in this case, the main product is aldol, which is also known as beta hydroxyaldehyde or beta hydroxyketone. So to explain it, I am taking the example of two molecules of acetaldehyde which having a alpha hydrogen atom. So these here we have a two acetaldehyde molecule. These two react with each other in the presence of dilute sodium hydroxide. So during their reaction, it forms aldol as a final product, which is also known as 3-hydroxybutanol. So why do we call as aldol? Because it contains two functional groups. One is aldehyde and second one is alcohol. So how does it actually take place? In this case, there is one alpha hydrogen atom in one aldehyde molecule. So this alpha hydrogen migrate to the carbonyl oxygen of the other aldehyde molecule, and the remaining molecule, that CH2CHO, they are linked to this carbon atom through single bond to form aldol. So next, the mechanism of aldol condensation reaction. How does aldol condensation reaction actually take place? Actually, this reaction take place in a 3 steps. In a first step, base abstract the alpha hydrogen atom from one molecule of the aldehyde to form carboanion. So here we have a base which is derived from the NaOH. It combines with the other first molecule of the aldehyde, that is acetaldehyde. And this acetaldehyde contains alpha hydrogen atom. So when the base they react with the acetaldehyde, it abstracts the alpha hydrogen atom from this molecule. So it abstracts the alpha hydrogen. So when the OH abstracts the alpha hydrogen atom, there is a migration of the sigma electron toward this carbon atom, which forms carboanion. This reaction is very slow reaction, so that is why it is a rate determining step. So this carboanion is stabilized by a resonance to form enolate anion. So how does it actually take place? In this case, the negative charge on this carbon atom, they are migrate to this carbon atom to form carbon-carbon double bond, which simultaneously there is a migration of sigma electron between carbon and oxygen toward the oxygen, because oxygen is more electron withdrawing effect and it withdraws the sigma electron toward itself to form the negative charge on this oxygen. So this is the first step in which carboanion or enolate anions are formed. So the second step in which carbanion or enolate ion, they are act as a nucleophile which attack the carbonyl group of the second molecule of the aldehyde to form anion. So we have a carboanion which act as a nucleophile that react with the second molecule of acetaldehyde. So in this case, electromagnetic effect take place. So in this case, when the nucleophile they are come close to this aldehyde, then there is a migration of pi electron between carbon and oxygen towards the oxygen. So as a result, there is a positive charge on this carbon. So the negative ion, that is a carboanion, the attack on this positive charge carbon atom to form a carbon-carbon single bond. This is a carbon-carbon single bond. So after this reaction, there is a formation of anion due to a presence of negative charge on this oxygen atom. In the third step, this anion again abstract a hydrogen from a water to form a aldol as a main product. So we have a anion that is produced in a second step that react with the water. So from where does the water come? Actually we are taking a dilute sodium hydroxide solution, so which contains water. So this anion abstract this hydrogen or proton from the water and leaving the OH negative ion behind. So after this abstraction of proton, it forms aldol. So why do we call it as aldol? Because it contains two functional groups. One is aldehyde and second one is alcohol. So this is the mechanism of aldol condensation. Means how does aldol condensation take place in a various steps. Next one is dehydration of aldol. Aldol undergo dehydration after heating in the presence of dilute acid. So here we have a aldol which is a form in as a main product in aldol condensation. So when it reacts with the dilute acid along with its heating, then it loses water. So from where the water removed, actually OH group from the beta carbon and H from the alpha carbon to lose water. So after the loss of these two group, there is a formation of carbon-carbon double bond between these two carbon atoms. And here we get the main product, that is but2-enol, or which is also known as alpha-beta unsaturated aldehyde. So again, next is the limitation of aldol condensation reaction. The first limitation of aldol condensation reaction is aldehyde or ketone must contain at least one alpha hydrogen atom. So those aldehyde which don't contain alpha hydrogen atom, they don't show the aldol condensation reaction. The second limitation is aldol, which is the form as a main product, they containing also alpha hydrogen atom, they can undergo further aldol condensation to form a complex product. So these are the limitation of aldol condensation reaction. So next upcoming video, we will discuss about the acid catalyzed aldol condensation reaction. So I hope that you must have learned the aldol condensation reaction. So thank you.